Mine has been eventful as usual. When you have a team, you already know how that go. Oh, can you guys hear now? I think I had the mute button muted. Can you hear now? Is it okay now? What about now? Are you guys good? Can you hear now? Testing. Okay, thank you, Jeff. Thank you. I think I had the dead button. This button on top of here. If you sometimes you don't look at the little light blinking, right? Learning as usual. Man, shout out to you guys, man. I hope you guys doing well. Hope your day's been good. If that music is too loud, let me know, guys. If my voice is not loud enough, shout out to the undefeated, man. Hope you guys have had a great day, a blessed day. We're not gonna worry you long. Want to tap in with you real quick, talk about a few updates, a few things that's going on, a few things that could possibly help our Tide, a few things that I really do believe we need, right? But first and foremost, man, big shout out to the undefeated. Big shout out to you guys. Please hit the like button on your way in. Zachary Wiggles, what's up, Zachary? How you doing, brother? Roll Tide to you. Carla Bailey, what's up, Carla? Much love to you, Carla. I'm glad you in here. Shout out to you for sure. Jeff, what's up with you, Jeff? How you feeling, man? It's good to see you, Jeff, for sure, man. Jason Sturkey, what's up, Jason? Roll Tide, man. Good to see you. CJ 1992, what's up, CJ? My brother Steven Angle, what's up, Steven? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you up in here, man. Demetrius Dugans, what's up, Demetrius? How you guys doing? Nicole Covington, how are you, Nicole? Good to see you. Glad you in here. Kimberly Harmon, good to see you. Glad you in here. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you for sure. What's up, Todd? How you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. Xavier Barker, what's up, Xavier? How you feeling? How you doing, man? Good to see you. What's up, Dwight? Good to see you, man. Good to see you for sure. Carla M. Bailey, as I said, my girl, I'm glad you in here, man. Thank you. You know what I mean? Man, ain't nothing going on, Stevie, man. Got a couple of updates of people visiting. Couple updates on who we didn't get, who we possibly might not get, and who we possibly could get. Randall Green, what's up with you, bro? How you feeling, Randall? Good to see you, man. Tim Nolan, how are you, brother? Caitlin Engel, my girl Caitlin. What's up, Caitlin? How are you, man? Good to see you. As usual, you already know. Mickey Pate, what's up with you, Mickey? How you doing, man? I appreciate you guys more than you know. Larry Lodge, Double L is in here. What's up, Larry? Good to see you, brother. Jason Crick, how are you, Jason? Good to see you, brother. Jimmy Brown is in here. What's up, Jimmy? How you doing, man? Roll Tide to you. Jay Mims is in here. What's up, Jay Mims? Jermaine, how you doing, man? Yeah, it's crazy, Jermaine. It's crazy. We're gonna get into it, man. It's crazy, man. Man, it's hard to stay positive sometimes when you see kids picking Michigan State over us, right? You know, Stephen McLaughlin. What's up, Stephen? How you doing, man? Good to see you, Stephen. Thank you for coming, brother. Sweet Home, Bama 24. Thank you guys for tapping in, man. Roll Tide to you, Sweet Home. Yeah, man. E. Burgess. What's going on, E. Burgess? Blake, how you doing, brother? What y'all boys up to, man? Cornelius Jelks. What's up, Cornelius? It's crazy right now, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, right, Caitlin? It's real crazy right now, man. It's real crazy, bro. My man Ty, if you listening, yeah, pop on, bro. Pop on, Ty. A lot of crazy things going on in this transfer portal, man. Juvie 86. What's up, Juvie? Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming, Juvie. I appreciate you, man. It's crazy things, man. We need DBs. I mean, I don't even know how else to say it. We need DBs, right? 1 or 2 injuries, man. We're gonna be in some trouble if we don't get no DBs, man. Ephraim, OG Ephraim, what's up, OG? How are you, brother? Good to see you, man. Chris from New Jersey. What's up, Chris? My bad, I was talking to Ty. Talking to my man Ty right quick. Yeah, brothers and sisters, we need some DBs, man. We need some DBs in a harmful way. Several kids that we've recruited through the transfer portal have committed elsewhere. It's crazy right now. Jenny Shagney, how you? Oh, is that my girl Jenny? Is that my girl Jenny? You know what, Jenny? I seen you last night, and I did not know it was my girl Jenny. I did not know I didn't recognize the last name Jenny. What's going on, girl? How are you? Spoke with Jenny today, man. Really uplifted my spirits. Really uplifted my spirits, man. Shout out to Jenny. If Jenny can be tough, I can be tough. Stage 4 cancer, man. Shout out to you, Jenny. You know, you have been a blessing upon my life. I want you to know that. Shout out to you. Love you to death. You make sure you holler at me every day if you can. Every day. I get strength from you, right? I got the nerve to think I was tired today, right? Man, shout out to you, Jenny. You are absolutely freaking awesome. I promise you that. Shout out to my girl, Jenny, man. Love you to death. And that's a whole fact, man. Love you to death, Jenny. God be with you and your family. Roll Tide to you. For sure, for sure. What's up, Jag? Roll Tide to you, Jag. I appreciate you tapping in. Brian Russell, what's up with you, Brian? How you feeling, man? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you for sure, man. Demetrius, Double D in the house. What's up, Demetrius? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. ATL, Jag, as usual, in the house. OG, Ephraim, always tapping in. Dwight, my brother, always tapping in. Caitlin, Jermaine. Yeah, I did, Jenny. I did. I still got it going. You know, my heart is still heavy. You know how it is, but we're gonna get through it and keep us everybody prayed up, man, and try to do this segment. You know what I mean? Health and wealth. What's up with you, man? How you feeling? How you doing? Good to see you, brother. Lance Hunter. What's up with you, man? What's up with you, Lance? How you doing, man? I mean, I'm not really concerned, Lance. What's up, Betsy? How are you? Good to see you, Betsy. Good to see you, man. Just this one right now, Jag. I'm gonna be doing some stuff with Coach Smook and them too. I gotta link up with them. My brothers, Coach Smook and Coach Jay. So I'm gonna be doing some stuff with them for sure, for sure. But right now, this is the only platform I'm on at the moment because I don't have another pay. I don't have a actual. I mean, I have a YouTube channel, but I don't put no content on it. I'm trying to learn how to maneuver that. But yeah, Lance, I'm not. It's not that I'm concerned. What's up, Roll Tide, Patty? How are you, man? Roll Tide to you. Good to see you. It's not that I'm concerned, Lance, right? But as I said last night, Lance, I just don't want to go into the season, into the competitive games with freshman 5-star corners that's never played college football, right? I mean, the talent is there. We know that, right? We know Xavier Brown is as talented as you're going to find at a cornerback in college football, but he's never played college football. And that's a big deal, man. Might not be a big deal against Western Kentucky or whoever that we play first, or Hubba Bubba High School, whatever school we play first. When you start going on the road to Wisconsin, it will matter. When that loud crowd get in the ear and you can't hear the defensive calls, it will matter. I need some experience to go along with the great depth, I'm gonna say depth, the great young talent that we have at cornerback. Angel Excellence, what's up with you, man? How you feeling? Good to see you. You already know, Demetrius. You already know, man. Yeah, Steven, that's a whole fact, man. We gotta love on Jenny. I had the pleasure to meet Jenny in person, and it was an absolute highlight. I still got that picture. I'm gonna get it blown up and put in my home. Met some really, really special people that weekend, man. I won't forget that, man. Chris, I appreciate you for that, brother. Thank you. Roll Tide to you, man. Lisa Fish, what's up, my girl? How you doing, man? You want to get in shape? Holla at Lisa Fish, none better. That's a whole fact. That's a fact, Lisa. It's a lot of that's going into these portal guys right now. Lisa says, Coach, my guess kids picking the promises. It seems like this staff won't overpay and won't over promise to get kids here. Do they need to overpay and overpromise? I say no, it will pay off eventually. That's a fact. I do believe that it's a little bit of that. I do believe that as well, Lisa. It's just a mixture of everything. It's a mixture of that. It's a mixture of kids really getting nice NIL deals, and it's a mixture of that, guys, going on, right? When a kid can pick Michigan State over Alabama, it's more than just I want to play, right? You actually picked a losing program to go to where you may not shine at all, and over the University of Alabama, where you could be a second string guy, as Josh Jacobs, and still make your dreams come true. It's crazy. Roll Tide right back to you, Jenny. You already know. What's up, Glenn Fiddler? How are you, Glenn? Randall Green, Blake Dixon Butts. What's up, Dixon? How are you? Zachary. Shout out to Zachary. I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. Is it Wiggles? Wilges? Let me know how that's pronounced, Zachary. I don't want to butcher your name. I apologize for that. $5 super chat from Zachary. Says, Coach Sean, I will always support you, and you're my favorite football analyst. Keep doing what you do. Zachary, I appreciate you, man. God bless you for that, brother. Roll Tide to you for that as always, man. And much love to you for that, man. Thank you, Zachary. Thank you for that $5 super chat as well. Much love to you, brother. Much love to you. That means a lot, man, for sure. Hey, what's up, my brother? How you doing, boy? Coach Smoot, man. What's up, my broski? How you doing, man? Had to pop out on him. What's up, Coach? How you feeling, man? How you doing? Hope you're doing good, brother. You know, every time I talk to you, I should be lifting your spirits up, and here you lift mine. Much love to you, boy. You know what I mean? That's forever and always, man. Much, much, much love to you, man. Um, that's my brother Coach Smoke right there doing his thing as usual. Shout out to KT, you know what I mean? Doing her thing as usual. Bama fan 95. What's up with you, bro? Had the pleasure of meeting Bama. Much love to you, Steven Scuba. Much love to you. You know what I mean? Coach Smoke, Coach Smoke said, Coach Smooth crazy. Hurry up and show me love. They got my other one blocked. Well, you still kidding, man. Still high spirits, man. Roll tide to you, bro. For sure, man. Tell James I say, what up, man? You already know. My brother Patriot Life, man. Patriot Life, my broski from another Moski. Good evening, my broski from another Moski. You already know. Hello, undefeated. Hope everyone had a great Thursday. Thank God it's Friday coming up. Much love, man. Patriot Life, you already know, brother. Roll down, tied to you, boy. For sure, man. You know what I mean? Antoine Currington, you already know, bro. What's up with your boy Todd? What's up with your boy? You know what I mean? Roll tide to all y'all, man. For sure, man. Thank you for supporting Coach too, man. You know. Goofball, what's up, Goofball? Dixon Butts, what's up, Dixon Butts? How you doing, man? William, $10 super chat, man. Shout out to William. Coach, get us some DB. Man, listen, William. Listen. I need DBs. I'm about to go through a few of these kids that's going to be visiting, right? Kyle had hit me and gave me some information on a few kids that were visiting that I didn't know that were visiting. So we really, let me get by two more reallys. Really need to roll out the red carpet for these kids, man. We need to roll out the red carpets for these kids and make them feel welcome. And we need help, man. We need help. It's not that I'm worried about the starters, guys. It's not that I'm worried about the starters, right? What's up, everything? How you doing, man? Roll tide to you, man. Xavier Barker, roll tide to you, bro. Dr. 334, roll tide to you, my bro. Randall Green, is it too early to call the spring portal and complete bomb? Thank you for being a member for 3 months, Randall. Much love to you for that, man. But you know what, Randall? I don't want to say that, Randall, because this may be by design, right? Jay Jackson, what's up, JJ? My brother right there, man. Roll tide, JJ. How you doing, my brother? Patriot Life. That's my broski from another Moski. If you didn't know, that's brother from another mother. Thank you, William, for that $10 super chat, man. I appreciate that. Much love to you. Man, listen. William, Randall Green, both of you guys. I don't think it was a complete bomb, guys. I just believe that this I don't know this for sure. This may have been by design. This may have been by design because when I look at some of these top kids, man, I don't see Bama in the running for kids, right? And that may be by design, man. What's up, KT? I appreciate you for that, man. Roll tide to you, and God bless you guys, KT. There's much love, man. Thank you. Ty Alexander, what's up, Ty? How you doing, man? Good to see you in here, bro. Dexter, what's up, Dex? How you doing, man? How you feeling, Dexter? Good to see you, man. Yeah, man. So that may have been by design. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I do not know. I'm not sure if that is by design that we missed out on several recruits, right? Coach DeBoer may have his eye on somebody specifically. Oh man, Jenny, is that you, Jenny? Hold on, let me scroll down, get my girl Jenny. Jenny, wow, Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you so very much. There you go, Jenny. $100 super chat from my girl Jenny, man. Talk to Jenny today, man. Jenny, much love to you. You already know how I feel about you. Thank you. Thank you for that, Jenny. Roll tide to you. I appreciate you more than you know, right? Again, you have been an influence on me. That's outside of this show and all of that stuff and the YouTube stuff and the internet stuff. We all had an opportunity. The guys had an opportunity to meet you, and you have definitely made me understand that even when I'm tired, I'm not tired. I don't deserve to be tired. Right? Thank you for that, Jenny. You know, you have been a blessing on me, man. And thank you for that super chat for sure. Roll Tide to Jenny. Roll Tide to my girl Jenny for sure. William Simpson, what's up with you, brother? So yeah, guys, that may have been by design, man. It may have been by design. I'm not quite sure, right? Um, Coaching them, for all I know, may have had their eyes on other kids that's coming in. What's up, Tink? How you doing, man? I ain't see you, brother. Roll Tide to my brother Tink, who I had the pleasure of meeting at A-Day, man. You know, roll tide to them. I appreciate you, Tink, man. Tink is genuine as hell. I love him to death, man. Roll Tide to Auntie Janet Forsyth. That's my girl. I love her to death. Janet, you already know how I feel about you. You know, I get inspiration from you as well because you always in here. Rain, sun, sleet. You always support us, show us love ever since we've been on here. I love you to death, man. I appreciate you for that. So, what's up, William and Simpson, Dr. 334, Antoine Currington, William, Tink, everybody, man. Thank you guys, man. Dixon Butts, man. Buck, what's up, Buck? I hadn't seen you in a long time. Roll Tide to Buck, man. Roll Tide to Buck. Philip Keachy, what's up, Philip? How are you, man? Good to see you, Philip, for sure, man. Yeah, Stephen Angle. Hey, Stephen, and Stephen got his own stuff going on, man. Stephen has his own pain going on. And for Stephen to acknowledge that just go to show you, man, that you know, it's real. It's real in the field, man. Even when we think we down, it's always somebody doing worse, man. You know, roll tide to both of you guys for sure. Dixon Butt says Isaiah Hamilton would have become a home run. Yeah, but it's crazy because Lane Kiffin, Kyle actually emailed me this information, man, and Lane Kiffin strikes again. Lane Kiffin strikes again, man. He strikes again, and it's tough, man, because you snatched Trey Amos from us. Now you got this guy. They got Walter Nolan. They got so many high class targets or high talent portal guys at Ole Miss that it's almost despicable, right? Man, it's tough. It's tough to watch that, guys. It's really tough to watch these guys load up like that at positions of need for us. But thank God we have some kids coming in. We got Khalil Jacobs from South Alabama, a kid that I really hope we get. This kid is coming in on Saturday. He's a linebacker. He played for Coach Womack. Clearly, he knows the 4-2-5 inside and out. This kid played the Mike and the Sting. I seen he played both. He played both positions, right? At South Alabama. What's up, Bear? Run the table, man. Run the table Sports TV, man. What's up with you, Bear? How you feeling? How you doing, man? Good to see you, Bear, for sure, man. So it's tough, man. It's tough. You know, you got this young man coming in. I heard that Auburn, he had a good visit at Auburn. This is a kid that got 56 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, played 2 seasons at South Alabama. Kid has played in 20 plus games, right? And you know, he's an excellent blitzer. So this is a kid that is super duper familiar with Kane Womack's system, was the leader in Kane Womack's defense. So to get this kid would be an absolute plus. I don't know the pitch that you give to a kid like this, being that we do have 2 starters in Deontay Lawson and Jihad Campbell, but here's the downside of that. Both of these guys have been injured. Both of these guys have missed time with injuries. If you ask me, Deontay Lawson didn't look completely healthy in the A-Day game, right? You know, backing them up, Jeremiah Alexander, Justin Jefferson, backing them up, Caden, and Justin O, as I call him, Justin Okenrokwu. You know, I call him Justin O, so I won't butcher his name. What's up, Coach Al? Good to see you, Coach Al. Thank you for coming, Coach Al. JB718, what's up with you, bro? it's crazy because our two starters both have missed time last year with injuries at some different times. What's up, Byron Walker? Roll Tide, Byron. So I would love to have this young man. He's talented. What's up, William Sims? Jacob is a one and done. Facts, William. That's a whole fact, William. I do believe that, William. That's a great comment. It's a true comment. But to get somebody like Khalil Jacobs, that's a plus, man. A kid that know this defense, he knows what's expected. He's played in the state of Alabama, so he understands. What's up, K Spray? He understands recruiting landscapes. On recruiting visits, this kid can really say things because he not only played at South Alabama, but the heart of where a hot recruiting bed is for this state, right? South Alabama. This kid probably be a one-year player if he come in and get some playing time. I'm excited about him. You know, and to have a kid like that, if you go watch this kid's film, this kid is aggressive. You know, he's aggressive. To me, he's a faster, Christian Harris maybe, a faster, a more nimble Christian Harris to me. I seen this kid coming off the edge. I seen him playing the mic. I seen him playing the sting. So this is a versatile young man. Kid has great size on him. You know, so I really hope we can get this kid, man. We need him. I understand we have a little depth at middle linebacker. We do have a little depth there. But when your two starters has been as banged up as ours has, you definitely want to bring in some more quality depth. You can never have too many bodies, right, at middle linebacker. Shout out to Gil Cruz, man. Gil Cruz, another young man I get inspiration from, man. Gil dealing with that same thing, right? Shout out to Gil Cruz. Gil, that's Jenny. Jenny, if you're still in here, that's Gil Cruz dealing with the same situation as you. Gil is my brother. Get lots of inspiration from Gil. Been rocking with Gil for a minute. And much love to you, Gil. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate you, man. I appreciate you on a higher level for that. You know, Wake Forest DB, Deshaun Jones. He will be here Saturday. I talked about him last night. Oh, Jenny, is that you again, Jenny? Look, Jenny, girl, listen. Jenny, this is nothing compared for making my A-Day game a memorable one, with being blessed to have met you, Kyle, Smook, Robbie, and of course, Mia, little Mia. Roll Tide, Jenny. Thank you, baby. You just don't know. You made our day just as much as we hopefully made yours, man. Thank you. Thank you, Jenny. We appreciate you for that. Thank you for that super chat. I personally thank you for donating that on my segment. I thank you for that. It means a lot to me. And again, you know, I'm proud to call you my friend. And that's a whole fact, man. Charles Granger, Roll Tide to you, man. Thank you, Charles, for showing up. Lisa Fitzhugh, $10 super chat. Occasional small bribe, hoping Coach Sean and Ty stay on this channel for a while. Lisa, you already know, girl. We appreciate it. Look who you spoke into existence. Shout out to Lisa Fitzhugh. Shout out to my girl Jenny. Thank you, guys. What's up, Ty? How you feeling? How you doing, man?
Oh, you know, we're here. We're here. I was really excited about the prospect of possibly getting this kid from Houston, but he's gonna take that Ole Miss visit. So we'll see what's up, Coach. How you doing this evening?
Man, I'm here, brother. I'm here. I won't complain. Look at Jenny. She's up in here, so no way I can complain, man. Jenny is a young lady we met at the A-Day game. Very, very beautiful young lady. Very humble, right? Very, very, very smart young lady. And she let us know that she had stage 4 cancer, man. And you know, absolutely, you would have never guessed it. The light in this young lady was absolutely bright. Never would have guessed it, man. And you know, really bonded with her, man, and I appreciate her, man. Shout out to her. And Gil, my brother Gil right here is another Gil, former coach, former player, know the game. We and Gil and Smook and all of us stayed up one night to about 2:30 in the morning talking football on Discord, man. Really love Gil to death. Gil's dealing with the same situation. Really appreciate them showing up and showing love on the segment, man. And really makes me know that it's bigger than just feeling tired or I don't feel like doing this or that today. If these two beautiful people can press on, so can I, man. So can us. So shout out to Gil too, Gil. Coach Sean, I'm here. My brother, all love. Thank you, Gil. Roll Tide to you, man. We're gonna chop it up here as usual, man. We're gonna chop it up for sure. What's
Yeah,
going
that
on with you,
is
Ty?
nothing short of an inspiration. Oh,
Yeah,
just blessed to be here. And Jenny, Gil, you'll certainly be in my prayers. I mean,
facts.
it's unbelievable that with everything you have going on, you choose to spend your time here with us. And time is such a valuable asset. And thank you so much for the donations, but your time. I
Yep,
know that, speaking for Coach Sean and myself, your time means just as much. It
facts.
truly does. The ability to create discourse with you, the ability to have you here, to rock with y'all, to just talk with all of you. You know, Coach, earlier someone thanked me, and I
Yeah,
almost like took my head back, and I was like, no, I think respectfully we have this backwards. I need to thank you because without you in the undefeated, without you in the chat, I'm talking into a void. And so the
fact.
thanks is truly directed towards y'all. It's humbling.
That's an entire fact, brother. These guys in this chat and these beautiful people, ladies and gentlemen, um, they tap in, man. Even when we don't mentally feel like doing it, they make it all the worthwhile, man. Got another one from Demetrius Dugans, $20 super chat. We are replacing some depth, not starters. We'll be fine. I agree with you, Demetrius, but I will if I could debate you for about 30 seconds. I agree with you in all but that opposite corner of Damani Jackson. Um, when you lose Kool-Aid, you lose. We lost all four starters in the secondary. When you lose Jalen Key, Mr. Irrelevant, Terry Young, Kool-Aid, um, and I mean Malachi's back. Malachi's back, but the two corners especially to lose those guys and to you know to to replace those corners, man. The money's going to come in. I feel the money's going to play well. But you talking about opposite the money, who is it going to be? Is it going to be Jalen? Is it going to be Xavier Brown? Is it going to be a transfer guy? Is it going to be? And while I agree with you, Demetrius, I do think the guys we brought in will provide depth. Who's going to be your starter? Who's going to be your starter at that opposite corner, opposite Damani Jackson? What you think, Ty?
I 100% agree with you, Coach, and I'd take it a step further because I think, Demetrius, you make a great point about we were replacing depth, and you're not wrong, right? I have full faith in Damani Jackson on one side. He's just coming from an area where they didn't teach good tendencies. The other side, I love the freshman. It's not a question of talent. But ladies and gentlemen, Sean, I was talking about this earlier. Bama lost that national championship to Georgia. And whenever you talk about that game, the first two things people talk about is, oh, well, John Mechie and Jamison Williams were hurt. And you're right.
Yep.
You're right. But lest we forget that Jalen Armour Davis and Josh Jobe didn't play in that game either.
That's a fact.
So you need as much depth as possible to be able to get through an SEC schedule because football is a violent game. Football is a violent game. And in the SEC, these corners are going to be asked to come up and make tackles against physical running backs, against, tight ends. So you want to be able to have that depth. So I completely agree with you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you, Demetrius. We appreciate you, man, as usual. Shout out to Caitlin Engel. Caitlin, thank you for that. We appreciate you for that, as usual. You always do a great job. Thank you for that. We appreciate you. Roll Tide, Sean, and Ty. Love you both so much with the $10 super chat. Thank you, Caitlin. We appreciate you. Thank you so very much, man. Thank you.
Appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, man. Patriot Life, give me a shout out, Ty. My brother from another Moski right there.
Can't complain, Patriot Life. And Gil, my man, don't think I forgot. I know you've been rocking with my channel over at Around the Table Sports for years, Coach Sean. If I'm not mistaken, that's an original 1,000 right? That was in my first
Yeah,
1,000 subscribers was Gil. So, I mean, he's been rocking with me forever, and I can't really articulate how much that support means.
that's a fact, man. That's good stuff, man. So, Ty, let me ask you a quick question, right quick, bro. What do you feel about Deshaun Jones, the Wake Forest cornerback that's coming in Saturday? Good size, had a good season, had a couple of interceptions, right? Got some experience in the 4-2-5. Not necessarily a man corner, but a corner that can play off coverage and a corner that will tackle. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, listen, one of the things I talk about all the time, Coach, is people will ask, why do you need experience? And I understand this question. I truly do. Because especially when you look at the room and you got a Zabian Brown, you got a Zay Mincy, and you have, you know, Jalen Mbakwe. And geez, he's so darn talented. I just think of him as a 5-star everything as opposed to a 5-star cornerback. Thank you very much, Zachary. He says, Ty, I want to take a moment and say I always support you and I enjoyed talking football with you. Guys, I enjoy talking football with you guys. Thank you very much for the donation, Zach. Thank you for the discourse. Thank you for everything. And that's not just relegated to you. That's to everybody. And Coach Sean, right? Like, I can't tell you how much I enjoy even getting on here to talk with you, Coach. It is therapeutic for me. Right.
Hey, likewise, man. Trust me, likewise. That's why I said, please pop on, man. Please.
Yeah, so whenever we're talking about this transfer cornerback, one of the things I drive home all the time, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but Coach, when you're in college, your tutors, most of the time, at least in my circumstance, all of the time, they weren't professors. They were your peers.
Right. Right.
Because it's one thing to have the professor teach to you, but then when you need that extra work, it's easier to digest information coming from an agent-agent relationship as opposed to a principal-agent relationship, which is exactly why you hear me saying, like, hey, let's get some experience in here, because it's going to make everybody's life easier. I know these freshmen are talented, but I want to ensure that they are getting the best possible position to start from. And that's why I want some experience. And he certainly provides that, Coach. What's your thoughts on him?
I definitely agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Like I said last night, Ty, that this is a situation, and we're not in this situation a lot, but this is a situation where Alabama needs a guy, not wants him, but we need these kids to come in and play at corner. Usually we want a kid, we get him or not, right? These are situations where we need these kids to come in. I think the coaching staff is being very selective of who they want. It is me and Ty text about it. It is sort of got me shaking in my boots just a little bit that they're letting so many great defensive backs go other places, right? But hey, man, I'm sure they know something that I don't, right? So I'm trying to stay faithful to that. What you feel about that, Ty?
No, listen, it's one of those things, Coach, because I made that video a few days ago on my channel. And Matthew, it is Around the Table Sports. Thank you very much. I'm so sorry I missed your first message. But Coach, I had someone comment and they were like, oh, well, this kid was what, a 2-star in high school, was Cam Howard. Why should we be excited about this? And my answer to them was simple, because until I'm given a reason not to trust this staff's evaluations, I'm going to trust their evaluations. Now, if we go into the year and it's an abject disaster, okay, we can start, asking these questions, but I'm going to trust their evaluations. And Coach, we texted about this, but I want to get your opinion now that we can actually articulate our thoughts on this. It's a lot easier to talk than text. I have a theory, Undefeated, and it's not necessarily a me theory. It's something that I've seen on Twitter. It's something that I've seen different places. But do you believe that right now it's just Bama missing on these players, like a Hamilton? Or do you think it's that other schools are playing the NIL game, which, listen, Bama is as well, but it's just that Bama isn't going to shell out a huge bag for somebody that, quite frankly, may or may not beat out the 5-star true freshman we have? What's your thoughts on that?
Man, if I had to give a humble assumption, I think there's a few we've missed out on. And I do think it's a few that we just refuse to give them what other schools will. I know the kid, Takario Davis, who returned back to Arizona. What is it, Takario Davis? That kid was in the portal and he was looking for a huge bag, and people offered bags to him. Arizona State came with the bag, and he went back to Arizona, not Arizona State, Arizona. So I do think it's a little bit of both. I do think we have missed. We wanted Ed Woods. Alabama wanted Ed Woods, right? Was it a young kid from Arizona State that picked Michigan State? Sure. Bama wanted that young man. Michigan State chose to go, they did what they did, and they ended up with him. So I do think it's a little bit of both. It's got to be a little bit of both, because I hear everybody, Ty. We got the 5 stars. We should be ready. But see, man, I just don't look at it that way, man. Stars are cool. Stars are great. But experience is finite at that position. If this was wide receiver, I would agree with you. If this was cornerback, I would agree with you. Corner, starting a true safety in the SEC, man, I just don't want to do that. If you remember, Kool-Aid played. He had his struggles, man, right? I've seen some of the most talented corners that were young have struggles, right? Look at Xavier Brown in the A-Day game. A simple formation, coming across the formation, get him caught in the wash. That's an old school trick. That is an old school trick. And the young corner just he couldn't react fast enough. Do you not realize what Josh Heupel would do to a young corner like that? If Josh Heupel see us start a freshman at corner, they're going to devise and scheme to pick on him. Bunch sets, high lows, deep, all sorts of different things you can do to confuse a freshman corner who's never played before. So while talented and while probably going to be prepared, I just don't know if I'm ready to see a true freshman going in through this first year of the SEC, where we have road games against Tennessee, LSU, Oklahoma, and somebody else, Wisconsin maybe. What do you think, Ty?
I love when you just said that about Heupel, Coach, because listen, it's something that I think a lot of people may be uncomfortable with. And shout out to Patriot Life, doubling down, giving that 20, saying the Deuce Live, appreciate you guys. Jenny, we are all lucky to have crossed paths with you, Roll Tide. And Jenny, the only thing I can say I'm sorry for is that I wasn't there. Amen. Because what I can tell you, Jenny, is that Coach Sean has talked about you a lot. A lot of the people in this Undefeated have talked about you a lot. Patriot Life has talked about you a lot. And what a light you were at A-Day. And all I can say is I'm sorry that I wasn't there, because I really would have liked to have gotten to meet you. But that's why we're going to meet next A-Day, right? That's why we're going to meet and link up next A-Day, and I can't wait for it. Or this year. Might have to catch a game together, Jenny, or this year. But, Coach, I love when you talk about Heupel, because he runs that veer and shoot. And for a young cornerback, that can be a nightmare, because they're going to go quick. Yes. They're going to spread you out. Now, helmet communication? This might be a dumb question. This is for you, Coach, and this is for the Undefeated. Is that just relegated to quarterbacks, or is that everybody can have helmet communication?
I think it would be if it's like the NFL. I think it'll be one person on defense and one person on offense. If that's how it used to be. I'm not sure how it is nowadays. I know it used to be. Back in the days, it would be the QB would call the plays, and it'd be the defensive captain. He received the play and he called the play to the defense. I'm not sure how they're going to do it in the SEC. It's going to be real interesting how they're going to do that in the SEC. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be everybody, right? I don't think it would be, yeah. I'm sure the captains, the defensive play caller, the offensive play caller will have that. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But just like you said, I don't want to see a freshman in that type of trying to defend that, no matter how talented you are, man. That'll be too easy for an offensive coach like Josh Heupel. Shout out to Patriot Life. Thank you again, Patriot Life. Ty, I wanted to get to the young man's. I forgot where his comment was. He was asking about the Penn State guy. It may have went too fast.
Oh, King Mack. Yeah, the safety, King Mack, out of Penn State. Former top 100 recruit out of Florida, if I'm not mistaken. And listen, look, I'm down. But, Coach, and I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on this. I didn't want to lose Woodyard. Didn't want to lose Mitchell. But when I look at the safety position, I'm like, okay, and yeah, we need some numbers there, but that's not the area of major necessity to me. It's the outside cornerback room where I'm like, man. And it's, once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a talent thing. It is simply a numbers thing. If I'm not mistaken, don't we have 5 scholarship corners, period? Like, isn't it just 5 guys on scholarship, coach, at the corner position?
Let's see. They have Zabian. They have Damani. Is Jalen Mbakwe a corner or a safety?
I think he's a corner. I think he's going to play a corner, yeah. I mean, he can play wherever he wants.
Jalen Mbakwe, Jaleel Hurley, maybe Xavier Mincy. Who else we got at cornerback? Man, it should be one more. That's 5 I know right there.
So we got Johnny Jackson, Zay Mincy, Zabian Brown,
Jaleel Hurley,
Jalen Mbakwe. Dre's a safety.
It's got to be one more. I hope we don't have just 5 corners, man. And the young man we just brought in, maybe the Cameron Howard, the kid we just brought in from Charlotte. He played safety. Okay. And I don't know, but again, that just supports your point. We need corners. We need corners, something serious. Coach Al spoke on it. Coach Al says, "Hey, coach, don't we play boundary and field corner in this scheme? If so, Damani probably is going to play the boundary corner. That's a fact, because he's probably going to be the better coverage guy. The other guy will be field, right? I do believe that. And that's, to me, even more reason why we need a few more kids that can cover in short area, and kids that can cover field side, wide side. So it's man, we need corners. That's a whole fact. That's pretty much the best way to sum it up. We do need corners. And in this scheme, we need corners that know this scheme.
And to take it further, Derek and who else was this right here? Derek and Joey. No, 100%. That's kind of, but Red and Dre Kirkpatrick are both safeties. But that's kind of what I was saying earlier, where it's like, I'm fine with getting the kid from Penn State because we do need help in the secondary. But whenever we talk about needing help in the secondary, it's not necessarily at the safety position. At the safety position, you have Devontae Smith, you have Malachi Moore, you have Keon Sabb, you have Brayson Hubbard, you have Red Morgan, you have Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. Like you've got some numbers there, plus Cameron Howard. If you get King Mack, you're at 8. Safety, I like what we've got at safety, and I like what we've got at corner. But at safety, we have more experience. Listen, Devontae Smith has been banged up, but this is not his first go-around in college. He has been with Saban. He has been at Alabama, so he might not have game experience, but he has experience. Keon Sabb, he's seen some game action. Cam Howard, he started in 2 games, played in 12, and I don't think we need to talk about Malachi's game experience, right? That guy's going to be such a blessing for this defense. Super excited he's coming back. But yeah, we definitely need help on the outside at those corner positions. I just think there's no way around it. And someone asked about the corner from Houston. He canceled the visit and is going to Ole Miss instead, which just absolutely breaks my heart.
Man, Ole Miss is coming with the bag. Shout out to Sam, man. What's up, Sam, man? How you doing, man? I will say this, and this is about my boy Bear from Run the Table Sports TV. Bear said, I'm 100% with us trying to get experienced guys, but geez, we can't be looking for them Legoland University. I will be honest, Bear, if I'm going to be honest, I wasn't going to say this, but I'll be honest. When I see these guys, and this is bad, Sean. Bad, Sean. I will admit, man, when I saw these guys coming in from Charlotte, no disrespect to the young man, I was like, really? 5'11", 180, 170, no disrespect, right? I watched this film. Kid can play, right? It just, and I think it was not disrespect to him. It was just more of I look across the way and see. I ain't gonna even say what school, but they still getting the top of the top. I'm like, man, that it sort of made me feel a little way, right? But I'm trying to trust this coaching staff. I'm trying. They hadn't faltered yet. They've done a great job. We need depth, and again, maybe they have their eye on something that I'm not sure of at the moment. But I did feel a little bit of that too, Bear. I did feel a little bit, if I'm being honest, you know, I did feel a little bit like, wow, can we not, you know what I'm saying? It was somebody up in the chat earlier was like, drop the bag, go ahead and drop the bag and get the guys we need. It's just a bad time right now, guys, because what are kids looking for? Do you want playing time? Do you want the bag? Do you want both? Again, we lost a corner that we wanted to Michigan State. So it's just a different day and different time right now, man. And we do need to catch up, or whatever words you want to use, Ty. We need to, run our checks and balances and try to get some corners in here to help us out during the season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We definitely need to catch up. I was gonna make a bad pun, but I'll spare y'all a bad joke, right? I was gonna say we definitely need to catch up because it's not mustard, but I said it anyways. What are you gonna do? The one that I really want, Coach, and you and I were talking about him, is the JMU corner. And I get it, JMU being a smaller school, but that cat can play now.
Yeah, he can play, man.
That cat can play. Bama hasn't reached out.
He can play, man. And I when I saw the young kid, I was like, okay, this kid can play. He even looked like a dog, right? And I was like, why wouldn't Bama reach out to this young man? Right? I did some research. This kid played in all those games. He experienced. When I saw him and I saw his weight, I'm like, that's got to be a typo. That's got to be a typo, Ty. That kid is at least got to be 175 or something like that. They had 5'10", 150, I think 5'11" or 5'10" or something like that. 150. I'm like, 150? Nah, that can't be right. That's got to be a typo, right, Ty?
Coach, I was going to emphatically say yes, but I just looked at JMU's roster website. They have him at 165.
Man.
So, he's light.
That is small, brother. That means Devontae Smith is bigger than him.
Yep.
Who playing cornerback in a 4-2-5 where you have to be physical. You have to be physical in this. That's tough, man. Yeah, that's tough, brother. That's really, really, really tough. I don't know, man. Do you bring him in and see can he hold up under that? Do you bring him in? Because remember, we got receivers in this league to 6'4". When you start playing against Tennessee, LSU, you're 5'10", 150, 165. Do you play press against a 6'4", 210 receiver? That's asking a lot, man. That's asking a lot. But I don't know, man. I'm sort of at a loss because I don't know which way we're going. I know they play the vision coverage now. They use their eyes and watch the quarterback now. Maybe they're looking for kids with experience in that. Maybe. I don't know. I think it was a big blow when they moved Peyton to corner and tried to, I guess, usher in a new era because of depth to Peyton. I think that was a mistake. That kid is a safety, 6'1" or something, 6'2". I think, and while he's athletic, I think that was a mistake putting that kid at a corner, right? I'd rather see Devontae Smith try to play corner or something like that, because Devontae actually came in as a corner. He was not a safety. If you go back and look, Devontae Smith was a cornerback coming out of high school, and converted. He got hurt, put on that weight, and converted to a safety. So yeah, Ty, I don't know, brother. I don't know which way we go from here, and but definitely keep my eyes peeled.
Yeah, and the whole Woodyard situation is interesting, Coach, because it almost, from what I've been told, and once again, I'm no insider, but it was interesting that I had two people text me before the article started coming out that, like, hey, this has kind of been in the works since A-Day, that they were kind of expecting he could be looking towards the portal, which sucks, man. I think that kid has such high upside. If he goes to Oregon, like, I'm going to say it through gritted teeth, but, like, good for Oregon. He's going to be a dude, an absolute dude. Ephraim with the $10 saying, do you see some players playing both sides of the ball for depth? Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, I don't think so. What do you think, Coach?
Nah, it'd be a shock if we did see some kids like that. Shout out to Ephraim. Thank you, Ephraim. Roll Tide to you, OG. I don't think so, man. Unless it's somebody like Bubba Hampton, maybe, right? They make, if they did do something like that, I would definitely wouldn't mind seeing Jalen Mbakwe, Bubba Hampton, one of those two kids get in there on offense. I mean, Bubba Hampton, believe it or not, Jalen Mbakwe is explosive. I'm hearing that Bubba Hampton may be the most explosive kid on his team. I heard this kid was outstanding, like outstanding. He just gotta learn what the hell he's doing, right? So Jalen Mbakwe and Bubba Hampton, these kids at some point during the season are going to be able to play. Jalen Mbakwe is outstanding. I think when Ryan Williams get here, it'll be another explosive athlete that we will have to use. I don't know though, Ephraim. I don't think so, man, unless it's those few guys.
Yeah, and to your point, Coach, Hampton is interesting because Texas wanted him as a cornerback.
That's a fact.
So, I mean, and listen, it's one of those things where, like, what do you want to play? And I know that might sound wild to be like, oh, well, you're just going to let the player decide. Yeah, because if the player is playing what they want to play and you have good coaches around him, he's more likely to be productive. He's more likely to be happy. He's less likely to transfer. All of those things, right? Now, if he says, oh, I'm down with defense, I'm down with whatever, then you can start having some flexibility. But if you ask him and he's like, no, I want to be a wide receiver, which from my understanding, that's where Alabama really excelled in his recruitment, is that they were like, no, we'll take you as a wide receiver. If he wants to be a wide receiver, and we just had that situation with Woodyard, right, Coach, where he might not have wanted to be a cornerback. And it's like, well, then you're going to transfer because someone else will take you as a safety happily, smile from ear to ear. Now, I did see something here about the San Jose State. That's Javion Cole. Once again, I don't know that we've reached out, but I would certainly I don't know if San Jose State plays a 4-2-5 though, Coach. I don't know if you know that off the top of your head or not.
I do not. I have not watched San Jose play this year. I'm totally unfamiliar with what they do, who their coach is, or anything. What's his size? Does it say his size?
I'll look it up right now. I had it written down. But what I will say, Coach, to add on to a point you had earlier about the state of the SEC is you talk about the wide receivers for Tennessee and all these teams. He's 5'10", 184. So, I mean, he's not light. You know what I mean? And this is a 184 at San Jose State. Now, no shots at San Jose State, but their strength and conditioning program is not Bama's strength and conditioning program. You can put some good weight on him. But to highlight your point, Coach, to drive it home more, Bama doesn't play Ole Miss this year, right? But they are going to have to play Tennessee. And they have to go to Norman. And ladies and gentlemen, at Norman, they have a slot wide receiver, Deion Burks, who's a problem. He's super explosive. But do you want to know who they're probably rolling out on the outside with Deion Burks in the slot? Nick Anderson is 6'4" and runs like a 4.5 40. And then they have, who is this other one? Jaden Gibson is 6'5". So their two outside wide receivers are 6'4" plus.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Yeah. That's crazy, right? So, man, it's just going to be interesting, right? If we're being real with ourselves, like Stephen Angle said, if we're being real, man, it's just going to be interesting. This fall camp is probably going to be one of the most important, if not the most important fall camp that we've had in recent memory since the Jalen and Tua debacle. Right, man. This fall camp is really, because if you guys want to be technical and really want to be specific, who's going to start at center? I know we're going to say Parker Brailsford, but have we seen Parker? I hadn't seen him since he left Washington. I know he understands the offense, and he may not need As far as mental reps, like the other guys, Caden will come back lighter, better. I'm sure they'll be doing things during the summer. But it's a lot of things I want to know, man. Dexter says Cormani. My homeboy Barry was talking about Cormani. Shout out to LaQuasia Gordon. Good to see you, LaQuasia. Thank you for coming, LaQuasia. It's good to see you, man. Thank you so much for coming, LaQuasia. Farouk Alameen, Tim Nolan, all in the house, man. So it's great. I want to get your input on that, Ty. I want to get your input on that and see what you think about the fall camp, going into fall camp, and how important you think it will be this coming up summer going into the fall.
Oh, no, Coach. I think you hit the nail on the head. And shout out to everybody in the undefeated. Nicole, we see you in here. Wade's World, Bama Fan 95, Caitlin, Demetrius, Kimberly. Y'all are all amazing. 222 of y'all in here. Run those thumbs up. We're having a great time in here. This is a therapy session. Listen, but Coach, I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, that was a really powerful statement that I think might go unnoticed, but I don't think it should. I think we need to let it marinate, that this is going to be one of the most important fall camps of many Alabama fans' memory. And not at one position, at several different positions. Now, you know me, Coach. I'm very high on Parker. One of the reasons why I'm so high on Parker is that I was watching some actually, ironically, I went back and watched that ASU Washington game.
Yes.
And their right guard got hurt in that game.
Yeah.
Washington's right guard got hurt. Well, Coach, what was awesome is they told Parker Brailsford, like, hey, we've got someone else at center that we can come in and have you, but we can't have you not on the line. So they moved him from center to right guard in that game, and he was handling it.
Wow.
He's really versatile. He's a really interesting player to watch. I know he's a little light, but I mean, you get him in this once again, and no shot at Washington. Washington's got a great program. They don't have Bama's strength and conditioning room, Coach. Very few strength and conditioning programs and coaches out there can compare to what they're doing at Bama. So I think you can get Parker to real close to 300, right? Real close to 300, and he's very athletic. But at the end of the day, Coach, I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't have questions about the offensive line. If I didn't have, I don't know what's stronger than questions, but less than concern, right? I'm right in the middle of, if this is concerned and this is questions, I'm right here about cornerback. And it has nothing to do with talent. It has to do with numbers. It has to do with numbers at the position. I think you made a very powerful statement. This fall camp is huge.
Yeah, because I want you to entertain this for a minute. God forbid, if we lose Xavier Brown to some stupid injury, right? Who's coming in next? Jalen Mbakwe, Xavier Mincy. So you're replacing one freshman who's probably going to start with another freshman who hadn't played. Both hadn't played, but one freshman who is getting playing time in a la Terrion Arnold form, except this guy will be a true freshman, right? So you got to get some kids on this roster that at least have game reps, right? You cannot go into the SEC on talent alone, right? There are too many good coaches in this league that'll exploit you. It may not show it may not rear its ugly head the first 1 or 2, 3 weeks, maybe, right? But when you start playing the better offensive coaches, when you start going into Oklahoma against a scheme that is quarterback friendly, when you start going into Tennessee with those spread looks like those wide spreads and those crazy formations that they run, giving space and being a quarterback's best friend in those type of offenses, you're gonna put your cornerbacks in some you put a veteran in precarious situations, much less a true 18-year-old freshman that's never played SEC level top competition. So I would love to see it sort of hurt me back in the day. Like I think somebody commented on it earlier. We lost what was it, Jaleel Muhammad to Oregon. So to let Oregon get that kid, they got Grimsley, just like Trevor put in the sportscast said. I mean, not Grimsley, but they got the kid who just left, Peyton Woodyard. It just sucks, man. It sucks because the rules prevent us from going to get other SEC kids, but everybody else can go plug SEC kids to bolster their roster. So it just kind of sucks.
Now, I've heard conflicting things on Jabbar Muhammad. One of the things I heard was whether or not DeBoer was staying at Washington or not. He may have been on his way to Oregon, right?
Wow.
And understand this, ladies and gentlemen, Texas also lost out on Jabbar Muhammad. Texas has gotten ungodly NIL fund, and they also have his cousin, Manny Muhammad, and he's from Dallas. I think he played at South Oak Cliff, right down the street from me. So, Oregon, that's the only reason why I have any sort of credence to that theory, Coach, is because it seems like Texas and Bama got courtesy visits out of Muhammad, right? Where it was like, oh, well, I love Coach DeBoer, so I'm going to give you the courtesy visit, and I'm going to see what Texas is talking about, but I'm going to end up at Oregon, because he could have played with Manny Muhammad. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if y'all have watched Manny Muhammad down there at Texas. He's going to be a dude. Bama wanted him real bad. He looked good last year. He started the back half of the season, looked real good. It's Oak Cliff, South Dallas. Yep. It's so good. Yeah, hey, listen. I had a tattoo artist down in Oak Cliff, and I would be down there getting some work done fairly regularly. So
shout out to Landez Rivers, man. Shout out to my brother Landez Rivers. Played with me in college. He's from Oak Cliff. I remember that. Oak Cliff. He played somewhere in Dallas. Oak Cliff. I remember that.
Yeah, you know when someone's from Oak Cliff, because that's going to be one of the first three things they tell you.
Yeah. I'll say this, man. Texas, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Texas may have one of the top 3 rosters in the country right now. Right? Texas has some talent, man. I'm telling you, they have some talent down there. Please believe it.
Oh, man. And what's more is I have 4 notifications. Let's see. Okay. I'm there's a battle going on right now for a defensive lineman from TCU, Dominic Williams. And it looks like it's a battle between Texas. We call it the Cliff. See, I'm telling you, Coach. I'm telling you. People from Oak Cliff, like they've got their own verbiage for it. I like Dallas, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I know that's kind of a contentious statement here. Some people are like, Dallas. I like Dallas. Dallas and San Antonio, to me, if you're gonna find me in a big city in Texas, you're gonna find me in Dallas, or you're gonna find me in San Antonio. I really like both of them. But to your point about Texas, Coach, right now they're battling Oklahoma for Dominic Williams. Very talented defensive lineman. 6
Are
foot
we in
2,
on that? We're not in on it?
No, but I also think, and this is something I wanted to, what happened to Smoke Bowie and Marquise Groves. I don't know. I'll look that up, though. I'll look that up, Run the Table. But, Coach, I wanted to get your thoughts on this, because I can tie it into the Dominic Williams talk. I think Dominic Williams is looking to go somewhere where he knows he's going to be the guy. I don't know that he can come in and be the guy over a healthy Jaheim Otis or Tim Keenan, right? Like he might be third in there. Whereas we look at Texas, they just lost Murphy and Sweat. And you look at Oklahoma, they only have one guy on that defensive line that has more than 100 reps.
Yeah.
And that's DeJohn Terry transferring from Tennessee to Oklahoma. And so they're battling it out. I just love whenever Texas and Oklahoma go to bat for the same prospect, because I grew up on the Red River. So I have a really intimate knowledge of both the Oklahoma fan base and the Texas fan base. Like I grew up on the border of Texas and Oklahoma, where there was nothing to do but go to WinStar and walk around and get your free Dr. Pepper, right? That's all that was to do there. But, Coach, I wanted to get your theory on this, and it answers something that I see people in the Undefeated talking about. Randall was talking about it. Demetrius was talking about it. And it was questioning Mo Linguist, right? And this is a question I have for the Undefeated and certainly you, Coach. When I look at, like, Ed Woods picking Michigan State over Bama, and maybe this is me just, like, looking for answers.
Yeah.
But do you believe that it's one of those things where it's like I'm going to pick somewhere where the playing time path is much more linear, because there's no guarantee that if I mess up at Bama, if I'm Ed Woods, I'm a senior. If I mess up at Bama and they take me out and put a Zay Mincy in, Zay Mincy's leash is a lot longer than Ed Woods' leash would be, right? Because he's a freshman. So you're going to let him make a few mistakes that you wouldn't let that senior make. Do you think that that has something to do with it, that they're almost like, okay, well, if I mess up and come out, I might not get that job back, and I need tape to go to the NFL?
I do. First, shout out to Lynn Shanifelt. Much love to you, Lynn. Glad to see you in here, man. Finally catch up with us, man. We appreciate you and your comment, man. Thank you, Lynn. Roll Tide to you for sure. Former Bama player too, by the way.
I love that guy.
Yeah, man. I do think it's got something to do with that. We have some young corners, some very, very, very talented young kids. Just hadn't played. That's all. And if you're a senior, a lot of seniors don't want that smoke. Don't even want to chance it, right? You go to Michigan State, you're probably going to be the guy without a shadow of a doubt. And that may have something to do with it. There's a lot of kids in this day and age. Little NIL check, you guarantee me a spot on the roster, I'm gonna play. Yeah, I can go with that 100,000%. I'm just very, very, very anxious to see us in the fall and see really what that secondary looks like. I wouldn't be too upset if they actually put Malachi back closer to the line of scrimmage. I sort of get nervous with Malachi back there in coverage. I think all through his career at Bama, playing that star role was really him. When you get Malachi back there by himself on that hash, man, you know, Malachi's as smart as they come, right? He's as smart as they come, man. But I do think he's sort of I don't really know what it is, man. But even in the A-Day game, right? I'm not sure if the vision coverage thing is just something that obviously that's being a new a new way of playing defense for the guys rather than trying to match everything, pattern matching and then trying to play vision coverage. That's completely different styles of defense, if you will. And I know that's going to take some time, but I really won't be mad if they get Malachi back up in that closer to the line of scrimmage area. So I don't know, but I definitely agree with that though, Ty, as far as the secondary is concerned.
Run the Table says Marquise Groves Killebrew is at Arizona. Man, Arizona, what a year they had last year. And I know the coaching staff left, but they were so darn impressive this past year. Love Fafita and McMillan. That combination was very interesting. Now let's check out Smoke Bowie. Where is he at?
Who was it?
Smoke Bowie. I don't think he has come. I don't think he's committed anywhere yet. Where is he transferring out of? Because isn't he the guy who followed? Oh man, I'm going to forget the guy's name. But I think he was at one point with Georgia, then went to Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Nick Williams. He followed Nick Williams because Nick Williams is a heck of a recruiter. Coach, this isn't Bama related, but are you as excited as I am about Syracuse and some of the coaching hires they've made up there?
Syracuse has some great young coaches, some guys that were very successful at their previous stops. They've actually got some talent to come there that I can't believe actually went to Syracuse, way up there in the what's that, upstate New York. Yep. Man, that's crazy that Syracuse. Yeah, I think Syracuse is going to be exceptionally good. Very, very, very good coaches. Lynn Shanefeld said our DBs hurt last year in the Texas game, even though Downs got beat twice. I was hoping to see us pick up 2 corners. Not sure what the issue is there, but plenty of good ones out there. That's a fact, Lynn. And I think that's a great comment because that's what me and Ty talked about earlier. Caleb Downs was probably the best high school safety I've probably ever evaluated. I told people about, if you go back to these videos, I challenge anybody to go back to maybe This was probably in the summer, like June or something of last year, July. And we was all talking about who's going to start at quarterback. I was telling people about Caleb Downs then. I said, man, I seen him at a VTO camp in Atlanta. And this was like when he was a junior. And I was like, man, who is that kid? This kid was covering everybody. And then he would flip around and play wide receiver and burn everybody. And it's just like, he's probably the most talented freshman I've seen as far as playing safety. And he got burnt. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. A competent offensive coach will pick on a safety or especially a corner. It's all sorts of things you can do to a corner, right? A safety playing the middle of the field, playing hash, unless it's single high. If it's double safeties, if it's two high safeties, it's a little hard to fool them, right? You can get by them with seam routes and things of that nature. But when you're playing corner, it's all sorts of trouble they can put you in with bunch formations and things of that nature. So, yes, I agree with Lynn. I was hoping we get two, at least one experienced corner, right? But it's still plenty ones out there, like you said. Jason Jackson, Ty says he's a liability at times, Coach Sean. Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, guys. It's sort of a thing, Ty, where I just don't know. I just don't know, man. I really don't know how this is going to work out. Xavier didn't play bad in the A-Day game. He got caught up in the watch one or two times. The kid actually had a couple of pass breakups. He played well. As I knew he would. But you're going to take your lumps as a freshman, Ty, the up and the down, the good and the bad.
100%. And Run the Table TV, I apologize. I realized that my sentence a few seconds ago was a little bit convoluted. No, I don't believe Smoke Bowie is at Syracuse. I was saying Nick Williams is at Syracuse. Oh. And I know that one of the reasons why, because I don't remember the order of events, but he ended up following Nick Williams whenever he decommitted the first time. It's because Nick Williams left one school to go to the other. Then Nick Williams ended up at Colorado for a bit, and then up to Syracuse, which I thought that was a great hire. I'm really interested in that Syracuse coaching staff. And to answer Jeff Horn, I saw your question a while ago. Am I a Texas fan? No, sir. I'm a Bama fan. My mom was obsessed with Bama, had family go to Bama. I thought I was going to go to Bama until, like an idiot, I was like, oh, I'm going to go to law school. So I don't want to accrue a bunch of undergrad debt. Well, Coach, darn it, now I'm sitting here, never went to law school, and if I could go back knowing that I wasn't going to go to law school, I'd have been at Bama. Yeah. But I didn't want to graduate with a bunch of debt, and UNT gave me a scholarship. So, listen, that's, I still like not having the debt. That's nice. But I want to ask you about this, Coach, since we're talking about great young coaching hires. What'd you think about Oregon picking up Samples?
Man, listen, I thought this guy was going to be a head coach somewhere. Oregon, what they're doing, and I love it because they're assembling a young staff with old staff principles. I think what Dan Lanning is doing is outstanding. Or listen, man, in the future, Oregon may possibly win a national championship. I'll go on record right now and say Oregon is going to give the Big Ten all they want. I promise you that. Oregon is building in the trenches. They're building offense. They coach just like an SEC team. Oregon is going to give that conference all they want up there. I'm telling you. They have resources. So I think that everything about those guys, coaching, players, facilities, and scheme is going to be absolutely awesome. So I think it was an awesome pickup. I really, really do. And shout out to James Richards. Shout out to Kirby Smart, being the highest paid coach in college football, $13 million. He deserved it. Shout out to you, James. You know what I mean? Roll Tide to you. That's me acknowledging you. Y'all coach deserve it right now, man. Right now, he is the best. Facts.
Yeah, and I'd like to speak on Samples a bit more because, Coach, this is
incredible. Go ahead.
I'm 10 days older than him. That's it. He's 29.
Exactly.
Youngest youngest NFL assistant coach. I believe he was an NFL assistant coach at 26, the Los Angeles Rams running back coach.
Mm-hmm.
His dad is the coach. It's Reginald Samples. Coach, do you know where Reginald Samples coaches?
Where does he coach right now?
Duncanville.
Oh my goodness,
So,
man. Yeah,
his son is the running back coach for Oregon, and daddy is the head coach at Duncanville High School. You don't think that's a problem for everybody?
Yes.
That's a problem.
It's a recruiting pipeline as well. It's a hidden pipeline as well.
Gosh, when I saw Oregon pick him up, I was so upset about that because I was just hoping, like, oh man, maybe next year, right? Maybe Gillespie gets a call to the NFL and we can swoop in and pick up Coach Samples. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm super happy with Gillespie. Not gonna complain 1 second. I love him as a running back coach, but it's that pipeline to where Coach Samples will walk in a living room in Dallas and he might have just won the battle just from walking in the living room. Super connected guy.
Shout out to Ebony Carter and the young baller himself, Noah Carter. What's up, Ebony? How you doing? Roll Tide to you. Ebony said not going to happen. I don't know if Ohio State plays Oregon in the regular season. I'd be willing to bet they don't because Ohio State never plays anyone. But Michigan, if somebody can look and see if Ohio State plays Michigan, if Ohio State plays Oregon in the regular season, I'll be willing to bet they don't. Right? I don't even know that, but I'm just willing to bet they don't. It will tickle me pink. They play Oregon in the regular season?
October 12th.
Wow. Ebony, y'all actually play somebody. So, Ebony, here's my bet to you. Here's my bet. I want to know, Ebony, what do you feel? Because where do they play at, Ty?
Let me check that out. I actually don't know that.
Okay. Probably gonna be in the Horseshoe. It'll tickle me if this gonna be on the road.
Eugene.
It's at Eugene. What date is that again?
They got to play at Outson Stadium, October 12th.
October 12th. So that's around a couple of weeks before we play Tennessee. But okay, I tell you what, Ebony.
I love her answer. Doesn't matter.
I know, right? I want to get your take, Ebony. Your take on Ohio State going on the road to Oregon. That's the second week in October, maybe, right? What you say, Ebony? I want to know. I want to know what EB says. That is going to be.
I love the attitude, though.
Doesn't matter. Is going to be crazy. Doesn't? Okay. Well, let me tell you this, Ebony. You said it doesn't matter, right? Let me tell you who would completely disagree with you. Ryan Day. Because if Ryan Day loses that game, I can be rest assured that they may fire Ryan Day. They just may fire him, man. They just may fire Ryan Day to spend what they spend and lose on the road to a team that's never been in your conference before. They're a first-year team in your conference. Oh, my God, that'll be utterly catastrophe. That'll be terrible. Wow. The changing of the guard the first year, Ty.
I can tell you this. If they lose to Michigan, I think that might be his job. And, Coach, do you want to know the fascinating thing about this conversation? Because I've had this not going to happen. I love the confidence, Ebony. I love it. I absolutely love it. But, I've had this conversation multiple times, Coach. I think there's a real principled argument that Ryan Day has the most pressure on him than any coach out there. And even more than Billy Napier. Because if I'm Billy Napier, I'm putting my advocacy hat on and I'm walking into this, organization at the beginning of the next year and being like, did y'all see the schedule I got handed? We're in the middle of a rebuild and they hand me the 85 Bears every other year. What do you want me to do? I'm just trying to swim at this point. So, I actually think he has an out, even if they don't do great this year. And, Coach, I don't know about you, but if they make a bowl game, they need to build him a statue.
Yes.
An absolute statue outside of the Florida Gators Stadium. But, it would be a fascinating little thought process to do?
What's that?
I've always wanted to do this. Put up 5 coaches that are on a theoretical hot seat. And coach, I think even you and myself, we would look at it, and if I just put coach A, coach B, coach C, coach D, coach E, all the way down, left off names, and put their win-loss ratio, maybe average recruiting class ratio, right? Stuff like that. We would look at Ryan Day's numbers and be like, nah, that guy's not on the hot seat. But what do you always say, coach? Where's the truth?
It's in the details.
And that's what comes to bite him in the butt. Because if you were to just take away the name and look at his win-loss, you'd be like, there's no way that guy's on the hot seat. Like, he's got a huge winning percentage. But this would be, what, the fourth time? If they lose to Michigan, is this the third or fourth time in a row? And they lost to Michigan without Harbaugh last year.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. You're right. It reminds me of Gus Malzahn. Gus Malzahn continuously went 8-4 at Auburn. People don't know that Auburn had the two toughest games those years in the country back to back. Who do you know that played Georgia and Bama 1 week apart from each other? Auburn was a 10-2 team, would go to the bowl game and smash Penn State. But then their record said 8-4, right? We thinking, oh, they terrible. But they were really like 10-2, really, because no other team in the country played Bama and Georgia a week apart from each other. That's insane, right? But to backtrack this for a second, I think Billy Napier has the toughest schedule this year that I've ever seen a college coach have. Me and when we was all on the show, me, Smoot, Jay, you, we all would make a joke about Billy Napier. We all said somebody in the NFL scheduling office didn't like him because they gave that man a despicable schedule. And if his team isn't ready to play, Ty, if that team isn't ready to play and just sell out every game, Florida is going to be in some very deep trouble, man.
Coach,
but it's like
so
you said,
right now.
If they get through that schedule, like you said, Ty, they should build that man a statue. What you got?
They just have to make a bowl game, and I'm going to genuinely walk. I will walk from Texas to Florida to. Ironically, Coach, I was born and raised in Gainesville, Texas. I'll walk from Gainesville, Texas, to Gainesville, Florida, and be like, y'all need to build him a statue now. That's not. And Coach, I don't know if you and I ever had this conversation, but I think there's a principled argument that everybody says all the pressure's on Ryan, of course, all the pressure's on Ryan Day, but they say it's Billy Napier. I think there's another school in Florida that has just as much pressure, and that's Mario Cristobal, because Mario Cristobal has a cakewalk schedule. And if he underachieves with a cakewalk schedule, I think he's got more pressure on him. Now, you want to know the reason why I'm so happy, Coach? Because everybody in the Undefeated, first off, shout out to the Undefeated. I can't tell y'all how much I love you. Within 1 minute of the news breaking, we had people in the Undefeated coming in here saying, oh, you got the TCU monster. Well, the reason why I'm so happy is because guess who had a video in the pipe waiting for this very moment and just released it? I have been waiting all day for this news to break. And it finally broke. So that video is now live on my channel. Dominic Williams to Oklahoma. What a battle. What a win by Todd Bates. I can't lie, Coach. I do root for this new OU staff because of Todd Bates. Yeah. And it's like, hey, you're a Bama guy. You're a Bama guy. So I rock with you.
Right. That's 100% facts, man. Shout out to those guys. Shout out to any Bama former player that's coaching now, doing their thing. Even if it's Dabo, just as long as it's not against Bama. I agree 100%, man. It's crazy. It's crazy that to even think that all of these teams, especially Texas and Oklahoma, would be competing in the SEC. When you look at Mario Cristobal, like you just said, Mario Cristobal, to me, man, I'll say this, and no disrespect to Miami, because I know if Coach Hayes hear me say this, he's going to be getting on me.
Love that guy, by the way. Never had the opportunity or the blessing to interact with him. But that's also because I'm terrible at reaching out. If y'all didn't see his latest video on Bama's new linebacker commit, go watch it. Yeah. Unbelievable content. I mean, great. Yes. I learned so much from that guy.
Yes, Coach Hayes is great. Coach Hayes coached at Florida International. Great guy. You know, this guy knows football backwards and forwards. He knows kids. He coached a lot of high school recruits. Coach Joe Milton, actually. So Coach Hayes, if I say something bad about him, he gonna get me. But I'll say this: Miami sort of pisses me off, and I'm gonna tell you why Miami pisses me off. Miami is a sleeping giant. They're just like Texas A&M. If the right coach get in there, Miami, I mean, good Lord, man, you can shake a tree and 35 stars will fall out at any corner, right? I do not understand why the administration at Miami, all those empty buildings down there on the other side of Coral Gables, man, tear that stuff down and build you a stadium and stop driving 40 minutes to the Dolphin Stadium. How was it a home game driving? Do you remember the days when Bama would drive to Legion Field in Birmingham? Right? That's only about what? That's about 45 minutes to an hour too. Um, like how is that a home game? I don't understand. You driving 40 something minutes to Hard Rock Stadium. You're paying the Dolphins to use that stadium. Man, you're Miami. You're a private institution that could allocate funds and don't got to tell nobody nothing. I don't understand why these people won't get off their high horses, stop playing in a soccer stadium with 10,000 people, right? Build you a stadium. Take a page from Louisville. Louisville built their stadium, Ty. It was only about 35, 40,000. 5 years later, they added on to it. 5 years later, they add now I think Louisville seats about 55, 60,000. It's packed. So I just don't understand Miami, man. Their A-Day game was not open to the public. I kid you not, this is no exaggeration. If you think I'm lying, Google the attendance of Miami's spring game, and it's gonna shock you. I'm not even sure if it was 200 people there. No lie. It was not open to regular people. So I don't know what the hell Miami's doing. I don't have a clue what they're doing. You got all those great talents, all those past great talents, and you act like so if Mario does bad with that schedule. I said all that to say you're 100% right. 100% right.
I'll tell you what, Coach. I don't think you and I had met. I know we hadn't met at this point. I wish we had, because I'd love to share my rage with you that day. Whenever Demetrius said 200 people, Coach, we got more people in the undefeated watching us right now than Miami had watching their spring game live, and I don't feel no pressure. Do you feel any pressure? They feel pressure.
Yeah.
But I wish I had gotten to know you. I apologize. But whenever they lost that game,
yep,
because he should have kneeled the ball,
yeah, it was crazy.
You'd have thought I was a Miami fan.
Yep.
I was enraged. Second time. It's the second time he's done it. 2017 Stanford. You'd think you'd learn. You'd think, but common sense ain't common. I'm gonna stop.
Yep. I don't know what they're doing. Miami has so many great resources, a beautiful city as far as Coral Gables is concerned. I mean, if you're a young man, all the most beautiful girls in the world down there, they spend money like I don't know what down there. You're a private institution. You're popular in that city. I do not understand what the hell they're saying. Nov J. Speed said, wait, the U don't have a foot. No, they don't. The Orange Bowl, they don't play there. The Orange Bowl is gone. They play in the Dolphin Stadium and that soccer stadium, right? They play 40 something minutes from their home, their campus. No, Jay. I don't get it, but I will give Miami some credit. They are very, very active in the NIL game, and they've gotten a lot of talent down there. So to Ty's point, if those guys falter this year, it might be good night, Mario, because those fans will go crazy. They'll go crazy. They'll storm the stadium if they don't get rid of them. Miami fans, trust me, that fan base, when they lose, they want to fight straight up. So it's crazy, man.
Miami fans, I love them. I used to do a good bit of Miami content on the channel, and I would love the Miami fans because they're passionate and they I'll tell you what, for a passionate fan base, usually it goes one way or another, where you can't tell them anything. There is no discourse. But I will say the Miami fans, they're passionate, but they want to talk about it, right? Like they want to have the conversation. And you know me, coach, I'll talk to a poll. So they want to talk to me. I'm like, well, sure, let's talk. And I loved making the Miami content. A lot of things, something else, coach, people don't know is they have got aren't they a research institution? So it's not like they're hurting for money.
Not at all. Private. So they can have private donations. They can have things that, man, those private institutions really, really rack up the dough, man. So you see with the NIL, they're not having any problem with the money part. I just don't think their administrators are very I don't think their administrators are future sighted. I think they're short sighted. Let's do what we gotta do now. They don't, I don't understand, man. I don't understand how they remind me of UAB a few years ago here in Alabama. UAB was very short-sighted. We don't need the football allocation. We're UAB. We got research money coming in. Well, guess what? They did away with their football team and they lost 8,000 students from that school. They quickly found out that without football, you're Samford. So a year later, guess what they did? Football team, come on back. And we're going to build you a stadium. They quickly found that out. Protective Stadium, shout out. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Miami. Their attendance is absolutely embarrassing. But don't tell their fans that. Their fans are stuck in 2002, right? Shout out to them for being the ACC LSU fans. But at least LSU has won 2 national championships of late. And, one of late. One was quite a while ago. But either way, Miami may be possibly the most delusional fan base outside of Tennessee. Them and Tennessee are in a close first place race to see who the most delusional fans are, right? So, I don't know what the hell. I think you're right. I think this is Mario's. If Mario don't get it done this year, you're right. Mario Cristobal may even have more pressure than Ryan Day. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. I agree with you totally 100%.
Well, I mean, you look at what happened with Tyler Van Dyke.
Yeah.
Everybody was super high on him after his freshman year, and his stock, respectfully, plummeted. And coach, I have always questioned the Cristobal offenses, and he's not, I understand it's not like he's like the offensive mastermind there, but it seems to me that the offenses he continues to piece together center around this theory that we're going to attempt to go deep, but our way of going deep is by hammering short passes at or behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know if you remember, but when Herbert was coming out of Oregon, his pass rate of like screen passes was like at 30% of his passes was like within 3 lines of the line of scrimmage, either behind or within 3. It was just incredible how often it was right there. And that's why a lot of evaluators in the NFL were like, okay, we know you're really talented, but we don't really know what to think of you, Justin Herbert. Like, what's the deal? Well, turns out he's a pretty darn good quarterback. But I question that offense.
100% facts. I questioned it when they brought De'Aaron, what was his name? Young kid, short guy
Derek
from
King.
Derek King. When we smashed them that first year, I was like, I didn't quite understand what direction they wanted to go. I didn't understand what defense that was. They were playing a 4-3, then they switched to a 3-4 hybrid. I was so confused at what the hell they were doing. Well, they got talent down there now. Miami is very talented. So we're going to see what happens. They got one of the best quarterbacks in the country, Cam Ward. I think that's his name. That kid is talented. Man. So no excuses. No excuses this year. RMP says Coach Sean will always be A1 for telling the coach to go get the ball and connect with Zion Grady. Yeah, man, I was panicking back then. I may have been prejudged. They probably was going to do that anyway, but I'm used to the Saban thing, so I wanted to get on it right then. And I kid around with one of my partners who worked down there. Like, yeah, y'all heard me say it. You know, they was probably gonna do it anyway, man. But yeah, I appreciate you, RMP, man, for giving me that love. Thank you for that. Ty, man, I'm finna get up out of here, man. You gonna stay on or what?
No, Coach. I think gonna hop out of here. Now we are slotted for what is it, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning? We're right back here.
Yes, 10 o'clock.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Undefeated, we will see you then. And I think it'd be fun, Coach. There's some interesting ebbs and flows within Bama's schedule, especially that streak from Tennessee on. We might need to break down Bama's schedule tomorrow. Obviously,
That's cool.
talk about the transfer portal visitors, but heck, we just talked about all the pressure on Cristobal and Day. Maybe need to evaluate how much pressure is on our coaching staff with the understanding that it's year one, right? So, like when we say pressure, understand it's within the context and nuance of year one, not pressure isn't like, oh, you got to do this or your job is gone. They need time, but
they need time.
Really excited.
Facts. That's all facts, man. I'm gonna get up early and take my baby to school, and I'm gonna tap in with Coach Smook on a little segment he's doing, and on a call segment he's doing, and then I'm gonna be right back over here to do our segment, and just enjoy myself talking football, man. Hope to get up with Coach Jay in there as well. You know what I mean, and say what's up to those guys and kick it with them, and come back and kick with my brother Ty, and hopefully get my brother Merrill back in here. Talk to him today. It was good to hear from Merrill, man. Good to hear from Merrill. That made me feel good to hear from him. And Merrill told me to tell everybody what's up, man. Just be on the lookout for him. And shout out to Jake, wherever you at, Jake, man. We love you to death, bro. And definitely, man. Shout out to my brothers. Shout out to Smook. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Kyle. Shout out to T. Shout out to my brother Ty. Shout out to all my Undefeated. We love y'all to death, man. Roll Tide to you. Shout out to Jenny. Shout out to Gil. Especially you two, man. Love you guys to death. Shout out to my brother Lee and Shannyfelt. Roll Tide to you all, man. Roll Tide to you all, and that's much love. Ty, you can wrap up if you will.
Absolutely. Everybody in the Undefeated, your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to see you here. Coach, I'm going to be watching for you in the morning over there with Smook. Hope y'all have a great show. Certainly wish him the best, wish Coach Jay the best, because I've been working with Coach Jay for 3 years now. 3 years now. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time. But then we're going to meet up over here, 10 o'clock. Y'all aren't going to want to miss that. We're going to get into shenanigans. Y'all know how I like to do. I like shenanigans. And so we're going to have a good time. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have they met the spinning wheel of doom?
Uh-oh, the spinning wheel's coming.
Roll Tide, everybody. And let me introduce you to my other friend. There's Grandalf, there's Blaze, and then there's the spinning wheel of doom. Until next time, we will see y'all then.
Roll Tide.